Happy Manliness Monday, YouTube. Today, I want to speak about something longer term than most of the other topics I've covered. It's something that's more lasting and that might even take you years to achieve. It's your family history. Now, it might seem a weird concept, especially if you're young, to worry about your family history. Where did you come from? But as you get older, it does become more important to you. In today's day and age, everyone is thrown together and homogenized. And you need to figure out where you came from and retain that little bit of individuality. And in order to do that, you need to start today. Talk to your parents. Talk to your grandparents. As unfortunate as it is, they will not be around forever. Reach out. As you get older, you'll appreciate it more. But you need to start now. And I don't care how you start that conversation. It could be a text message. It could be a phone call. It could be a Facebook message. Reach out to your family. Make those connections. Find out where you came from. Find out your family history. Mine is crazy. I'm pretty sure my one great aunt or great grandmother or great great grandmother was a German Jew fleeing not the Holocaust, but the First World War. I know that my family in Ireland was taken in by nobility during the Great Hunger. I have strong ties to this area here, coal country. You know, a lot of my family were coal miners. I have strong ties to the military. My grandfather and all his brothers were all military. I know my grandfather served on the USS Leyte, which I think is now completely decommissioned. I don't remember. I need to look that up. But he served as a barber. One great story is him and all his brothers during the Korean War. They all met on Iwo Jima. They were all on different ships. They all met on Iwo Jima and they all went AWOL to go drink together. That's a story. That's something great that needs to be preserved. And even if it doesn't matter to you now, it might in 20 years. But in 20 years, your grandfather, your grandmother might not be here. Your parents might not be around. You have no idea what the future holds. And some of these things you can't get. You can't get these stories. You can't get these human connections. Yeah, you can go onto things like Ancestry DNA and find out where you came from. But you'll never know things like my grandmother grew up so poor that she had to run down to the train tracks, and pick up the coal as the train went by so they could heat their house. You don't hear things in history books about how bad the Irish slums were. You don't hear about your kin coughing and dying from black lung. These are things you need to find out. I mean, there are certain things that have a practical application, like medical history and so on and so forth. But it's not the same as having those personal stories. You need to start reaching out today. I don't care how the conversation happens. I know that I'm related to George Washington. I know that I'm related to one of the other guys who signed the Declaration of Independence, only from talking to my father, who talked to his father, who talked to his great aunt, who knew the story. I know that I'm part Indian from one part of my family lived up in, I think it was Quebec or something, not Quebec, but somewhere up in Canada near the Blackfoot Hills, and actually ended up marrying somebody from the tribe, the Blackfoot tribe. And then there was some sort of a fight or something. I need to talk to my dad about it. And they ended up coming down and escaping in a canoe and came down through the United States and then went eastwards And that's how that part of my family got integrated. You don't hear these things on a computer screen. You will never know if you don't go looking for it. The longer you go looking for it, the less likely you are to find it. And these are things that I want to tell my children. These are things that so many people around the world who are displaced by slavery, war, famine, they don't get to have. A lot of people don't know their family history because everyone that knew it was killed before they got a chance to ask, before they got a chance to talk about it. And preserving where you came from, the history of your family, is a great thing because it's part of you. It's where you came from. And it's got to be where your kids come from too. And I know there's tons of people, even here in the United States, who would kill to know what their family histories are, where they came from, what landed them here, why did their ancestors come here, and they will never know those answers. So really, what are you waiting for? All it takes is a couple conversations. Take your dad out for coffee, even if you guys don't see eye to eye on many things. Take your dad out for coffee or for a beer and talk about family history. Talk about his parents, his cousins, his relatives. Expand the conversation as much as you can. Or go talk to your grandparents. Go take them out to dinner, or go have dinner over with them. I'm sure they would love to see you. Reach out to your family before it's too late. Thanks for watching, guys. I know this is a little bit more serious, but this is a topic that has been plaguing me recently. Me and the wife recently, is we're trying to look into our family histories, and there's a lot of unknowns that we're trying to rectify, trying to figure out, trying to puzzle through. And I really think it's something that should be explored, something that's intrinsically valuable. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you coming out. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton, and I bring you content 3 times a week. Well, as best as I'm able to, at least. Manliness Mondays, Philosophy Wednesdays, and Project Fridays. Hit that subscribe button and join me. Become part of Knightsmith. It's a great time, I promise. And if you really do find my content valuable, I do have a Patreon. If you can, even $1 a month will help me out a ton. I have started using this thing called Patreon Lens, which puts up a 24-hour story, almost kind of like a Snapchat thing. Everyone from the $1 membership up gets to see it. I think it's cool. I think it's something that I can show you guys a little bit more content, that just kind of on the fly stuff, maybe, little snippets of data, or, little behind the scenes things on projects, a quick where my mind is at type deal. So I think it's cool. It's worth it. I'm trying to give, more and better content. So if you can support me, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, no pressure. See you guys later. And remember, those who do not learn from the past are doomed to repeat it.